Morning everybody, Silbold here, back with the start of AA videos. I haven't yet been into the hall. I'm currently getting talked over by some very inconsiderate person who can't see me. So I'm going to go in now and I'm going to have a look and see what we can see. So far what I have seen is lots of people with Generations Metroplex carrying them around like small children. They don't buy you love, people. They won't love you back. It won't get you happiness. Let's see what we can see. First off, we have Ben's Collectibles, trying to look important in his spiffy red shirt. Now tell me, when am I going to see you in your underwear?
Possibly. I'll just check my schedule.
Hey, I'm getting fitted in here. Oh, hang on, that's a bad reference.
Probably in a couple of hours if you mankini.
Yep, sound, that works for me.
Just hold me.
And new person, Alex. Alex?
Hey, yes.
How are you finding it so far, working on the door like a slave?
I love it. I can shout at people and they ask me to do it more.
Let us enter and see what we can see. Yeah, I need to go and look at stuff. I'll talk to you later. We should have beautiful babies together. Our children should be green and red-haired. That's a horrible colour scheme. I think a dark elder would do. But anyway, yes. You saw nothing. Afternoon, everybody. Well, no, it's not afternoon yet. Hang on. What time is it? Oh, it's 11:02. It's still morning. Morning, everybody. Silbold here, back yet again. I apologise if I've just done two intros to two videos, but I've just spent far too much money in far too short a space of time. Goodbye. Fucking love you, buddy. Great girl there, Andy. Thank you. Anyway, yes. It's 11 o'clock, Saturday morning. The proper show downstairs is just beginning to start, and well, I came up to drop a great big bloody box of Hercules. So, get in focus, camera. There we go. So yes, it's going really, really well. Very, very nicely down there. And something I was going to mention, I thought I'd mention, and it ties me into this little point, is I heard a phrase uttered earlier on. Myself, Grufflock, George and Rob were outside, you know, having a cigarette, having a chat, as you do. And a phrase was uttered. The second generation of AA attendees, and it's like, oh my fucking God, we're old. The second generation of AA attendees. Immediately that means, you know, we are the titans of old. Yeah, it basically means we're Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, and Ric Flair. But yes, the second generation of attendees, and they're all young. You know, they're young. You know, you guys that are coming now, that are watching my videos, you know, you're young. And admittedly, you know, we were talking earlier on about our old selves, and you know, and I have to say, when I was 17, 18, 19, the age of some of these new attendees that have come up and said hello and things like that, I was the epitome of nice guy syndrome. You know, I really was. I mean, in all fairness, my 18-year-old self would hate me. He would hate me. As I am now. So, and in all fairness, vice versa, because I was a self-righteous prick. You know, oh, women don't like me because I'm nice. I like women. Pfft, shut up, you little prat. I'm probably punching myself. Hang on, I'm going to see if I ever do a time cop and see if I get a scar coming down here. You youngins probably haven't seen that movie. But yeah. You know, and last night in the bar, I was talking to a couple of lads, and they were young. You know, they're only 17, 18, and they were fresh out of school, and they were talking about, you know, how people didn't like that, you know, they got picked on because they were geeks. And, you know, I remember getting picked on. I remember getting ribbed by some of my friends about being a geek. Now, in all fairness, I never got it as bad as I know some people can get it. Mainly because I was on the hurling and football teams for one of the best Gaelic schools in the country at the time. So, there we go. You know, my school played in Northern Ireland finals for both hurling and Gaelic, so there we go. But, you know, I know some people really did used to get, you know, picked on quite a bit. And the one thing I'll say is, ride it through. You know, I mean, you get to come to things like this, which makes, you know, it can make it all worth it. You know, you can really, really enjoy it. You are who you are, and you should never be ashamed of your interests. Unless you're interested in kiddie porn. Yeah, I'm actually going to leave that in there. I'm not going to delete that out, because that is not something to be proud of. But, you know, if you like Transformers, if you like Doctor Who, if you like Star Wars, if you like dinosaurs... Someone just said they can hear me from out there. I don't know who it was, but I'm not getting up to look for now. So, I'll be done in a minute! You know, if you like, whatever you like... I just lost my train of thought now. Whatever you like, that's your choice. You should never apologise for that. You should never feel that, you know, you have to change your interests to suit everybody else. You are who you are. That being said, choices have consequences. You know, and it's one of the things that I said to people who, you know, who dress alternative, because I used to be traditional goth. You know, long hair, long coats, frilled shirts. Frankly, I look fucking fantastic. Because I'm one of the few men that I know that can actually pull off traditional goth, because I'm tall and I'm slim. Well, I wasn't a few years ago, but at the time I was traditional goth, I'm tall and I'm slim, and I have the right features for traditional goth. So there we go. You know, and you know, people, you know, you see it online, you know, people pick on me because I'm alternative. Well, in all fairness, that's the consequences to the choices you make. You choose to do that. Okay, you know what, you're getting picked on for your weight, or you've got braces, or, you know, your special needs in some way. You can't help that. That's not your fault, and it's wrong that you get picked on for it. But life isn't that kind. I know this sounds very doom and gloomy, but you grow up. And your experiences mean that you don't put that on to someone else. And I know it's a platitude saying, well, you know what, it means that people growing up behind you won't have to be horrible. But, you know, your choices make you who you are. Your interests are part of who you are. And you should never be ashamed of that. It's nothing to be ashamed of to be interested in things like this. Unless you take it far, far, far too seriously. You know, and you know, people getting picked on because, well, no, people getting picked on, let's just say, I don't know, they're a geek and they have special needs in some way. They have Asperger's or some form of autism or something, or they're in a wheelchair or something. That's just being horrible. But when you meet like-minded people, and you will, you know, geeks aren't an endangered species. There's lots of us. There's 700 of us downstairs. You know, geeks aren't an endangered species. We're not going anywhere. You will meet like-minded people. You will form social groups. This kind of crap makes you friends. Some of the best friends I've ever had in my life are through things like this. Through this community. Through being a geek. There's nothing wrong with being a geek. It's a great, great, great time to be alive for it. For God's sake, anyone who's growing up as a geek now, who's still in school, you know, whether you're aged 8 or 18, you're growing up in a world where X-Men movies, Spider-Man movies, Batman movies, Avengers are all out there. And it is cool to know about them. One of the most respected people I know, Mickey O'Sullivan, he's got a paleontology, he's a paleontologist. He looks at pictures of dinosaurs all day. He's got a fucking degree in it. And we love him. Because he's brilliant. His moustache is horrible. He looks like he's trying to be a Bond villain. And failing. Hi, Mickey. But yeah, so, you know, be a geek. Be proud of who you are. But do bear in mind that there are consequences to that. It's a horrible, horrible fact of life. It's not nice, it's not right, and it's not fair. It's not right, but it's why have I got that stuck in my head? You know, it's not right, it's not fair. But it happens. But I think, and I know it's easy for me to say, you know, I'm 32 now, I'm an adult, school is long behind me, you know, and I'm popular in my own right, and, you know, I have a lot of good friends and things like that. And it's easy for me to say this. But it doesn't make it any less true. If If you change who you are, if you suppress your interests, if you change that bit about yourself that you want to make yourself who you are, then you're letting those bullies win. All the ones that pick on you, if you change what you like to suit them, you let them win. Be tall, be true, stand. All the rest is darkness. Stephen King. It. I think I'm paraphrasing. I think I'm quoting it verbatim. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, but I said, it gets better. And when you're older, you get to come to events like this. This is my 6th one in a row. I'm one of the old men. Grumling sat there in the corner, nurse me playing, in my day it wasn't like this. Young whippersnippers. They respect. They knew who Optimus Prime in the Generation 1 was. Second generation of AA attendees. Oh my God. Actually, that is something I'll lead on to as well. With the second generation of attendees, you now have the second generation of YouTubers. And I haven't actually mentioned this, but I'm going to go out on a wild limb and say that, other YouTubers that are around the same time as I was, back in the heydays of 2010-11, when everything was all Transformers and it was crazy because of the movies and things like that. The likes of myself, Kal-El Prime, Cobra Commander, Time Lord. What we're now seeing, well, I've seen it today, I saw it with Ben's Collectibles, is that it's the new YouTubers are the ones that are getting recognised. So with the second generation of attendees, we're getting the second generation of YouTubers. Of all these great new reviewers that are coming out and up and coming and are doing a lot of great work. They're the ones that are now getting recognised. Now it's their time on the mountain. I'm going to be 40 when the 4th generation of YouTubers comes out. Oh, well, what can you do? What can you do? We love it. That's why we're here. There's some great work being done by a lot of great people. When AA became this massive thing that it was already established. It was already the convention. And every one of us makes it. Every one of us in our own way makes it. And that's because of the interest that we've had, of this love for toys and cartoons and plastic crack that we've done over the years, that have carried through with us from our childhood to make these great things happen. Without the interest of things like this and other TV shows, you wouldn't have things like San Diego Comic-Con. You wouldn't have memorabilia. You wouldn't have auto assembly. You wouldn't have BotCon. It's a great time to be a Transformers fan. But anyway, if you're not here, get here! Even though, actually, by the time I've uploaded this, the convention will be over. But there we go. Oh,